Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ruby, this is Ruby Red, and welcome to All Done August, week 2. It's Monday. I realized I didn't do my coffee cup intro, so maybe I'll go, I'm way done with my coffee, but maybe I'll go fake it. It's done. That's right, another whip completed. So here's some close-ups. This is, well, it's kind of the back. This is the sort of edge that I did to cover up the carries on the side. And then each end has like a larger blue border, and you know, here she is. It's not as long as I would have wanted it. Like, I can't really, if I do this one, you know, where you start in the front so that you're like buried in this, and you're like, okay, good. It's not, it's like they kind of stick out a little bit. It's not, I would have to like do something. I mean, this would be warm. So yeah, that's, I'm a little bit like annoyed by that, but I was running out of the blue, and when I looked at the blue that I thought I had that was the same, it's actually so not the same. So I did just have to let this be done. But I do think, you know, I'm still gonna wear it and like it, and just have to do it like this. Like, can you see how long this is? Anyway, I was thinking about doing a fringe, and I cut some pieces and trialed it, but it sort of just looked a bit silly in my opinion. It didn't look that good, and I asked my mom for her opinion, and she also was like, better without. So that was easy, and I just had to weave in my ends, of which there were very few. So this is done. I do think I'm gonna block it, actually, just because I think it, you know, it doesn't need to be shaped, but I do think it just really relaxes the fibers. The drape of a blocked garment is so much better, so I'm gonna do that. And that brings us to one whip and the Connor pants, which I sort of feel like it's not going to happen this month. Because of how much of the kitchen table I have to use to sew, and because of the consistent presence of my parents in our cabin, it's like too many people, not enough space. So I definitely don't want to be taking up even more space to do a sewing project right now, which is sort of how it is. But yeah, maybe, but like no promises on that. Yeah, gonna block. It is Tuesday. I'm wearing my completed scarf. I finished blocking it last night, and it has much nicer drapiness to it, so blocking always helps. Remember that. And I'm just about to read. I did read this morning with my coffee before work, and then after work I went for a run. I was like halfway, like when I'm at work I'm halfway to the reservoir trail that I like to run on because it's flat. Whereas when I run at home it's hill. So that's like a nice little treat for me. So I've been wanting to go right from work to the trail for a few weeks, and it's just been like, we've just had some very hot Tuesdays, which is the only day that I work that I'm done in the afternoon, instead of the evening. So that's like my day to do it. And today it was not very hot. So I brought a change of clothes, and I brought a good lunch so that I would be fueled. Anyway, yeah, so I ran 3 miles. It was really hard. But I told Lizzie I would run a 10K with her in March, so we're working on that. Sorry, Lizzie, if you didn't want people to know that we were doing that, but you said you wanted to, and I want to. So as far as All Done August, I didn't do a thing today, and I'm not going to, and I listened to Why We Sleep, which is not related to All Done August at all. It is just like a book I've been currently reading for what feels like too long to me, so I'm excited to be almost done with that. And I have been reading My Friends by Frederick Bachman. This is a much easier, much faster read than the Edith Wharton, so that just like made me feel like I know how to read again. But when I am reading House of Mirth, I really enjoy it. It's just that I don't feel that I'm progressing very well through that. So right now I'm going to try to just alternate between a chapter of this, which are frankly pretty short, and one chapter in House of Mirth. And I know that in the past this has not worked because the comparison of the two books made me like one and not like the other, but I think that they're just very different, so maybe it'll be fine. Anyway, I'll let you know tomorrow how I'm getting on. Okay, today is Wednesday and it's the first day of school, so I've been logged in looking at my classes, but only one of my classes Canvas site has appeared so far, so I'm still waiting for all of the like class content for my other class. I'm not gonna send an email about it until tomorrow. So I looked through the materials for the one class that I do have, which is just my portfolio, which isn't really a class, it's just like credit for the time you spent putting together your culminating project. So I took a look at that and I did some organizing. I also did some editing. I almost completely edited last week's vlog and what I have so far for this week, which is not much. So one of the things I had wanted to do also as like a project that I was thinking about is like, it's not really related to All Done August, but Lizzie had a couple of projects that were in this vein, so that had it on my mind. But also just thinking about my plans for Chaostober had it on my mind, so I wanted to organize my books. We have this one IKEA, what is it, an 8 cube, and then a 4 cube on the other side under the TV. And so here's what they looked like before. Pictures. Not great, dusty, everything shoved in wherever we could fit it. Bleh. And let me show you what they look like now. I'm not done, but it's a lot better. So in the back of these two is red books. They go all the way across pretty much. There's basically no wiggle room, and they're alphabetized by last name. But then the rest of the books here are not alphabetized because I just couldn't get them to fit nicely. So the books that are like this are my unread fiction, although that's Pride and Prejudice, which I have read, but I really want to reread. And then the stacked ones are my unread nonfiction. And then down here, these 4 are my TBR spin books. Behind this is our stack of extra Robin Hobb books and some of Connor's unread books. And then these are the rest of Connor's unread books. And then I kept the blankets. I moved my yarn here. It used to be under the TV, and my sewing machine's under there. And then I sort of organized what's in this bin. It's like extra craft supplies. And then I put some of our games in here. The rest of our games, there's a few still up on top of this bookshelf, but the rest of them are in a bin in my car because I bring them monthly to library game night. And also it's just like it's come in handy many times to have games in my car. And then over here, I just put all of our cookbooks, and like I have some sewing books and like woodworking books and stuff. Those all went in this one. That's sort of our like reference collection, if you will. And then this bin that stays under the TV is like sort of miscellaneous, but like frequently used items. I have vacuum parts, my hammock. See, like that to me, I don't know. It's the vacuum parts, the binoculars. We have so many binoculars, my hammock, and then my tripods. It's silly, but that's what's in there. It made sense to me at the time. So, feeling good. I feel like this rain gauge is lying to me. It was way more than an inch. First of all, I'm gonna really try to nail down the final 100 pages of The House of Mirth. I don't know if I've said that much about that book in these vlogs. Like, my main thought just consistently is like, where is the mirth? It's about this woman in New York in the 1890s, I guess. and she is just really going through it. A lot of things are sort of happening that are not really in her control, like just the way that people perceive things that she does or that happen to her get sort of spun into like gossip. And she's very beautiful, so all of the married women, frankly, are not being very girl and are like gossiping about her and making her seem like improper, which in some ways she is, but not in the ways that they're saying maybe. Anyway, so yeah, and she's just like, it just keeps getting worse. So yeah, it was fun for like a minute, and then I realized that fun was gonna cause so many problems. Like, was it worth it, Lily? Oh, this is Huckleberry. We are still gonna try to finish it, you know what I mean? Today's Friday again. Happy Friday. I've been knitting. I finally got to the portion of this. Oh God. Finally got to the portion of this. That's the back. Where it's just going rounded around because I split for the sleeves. So now I'm just doing the body until it's the length that I want it to be, or until I reach the point where I want the ribbing to go, because I'll do ribbing on the bottom to match the collar. It's crazy how much this yarn shows like every single weird blip of tension, but blocking could fix that, right? Say yes. So, but I reached the end. I reached the end of my last ball of yarn. I mean, the one I was working with. I have this one, and then I have a fourth one that I used to do my gauge swatch, and I didn't cut the gauge swatch off because I just like, once I was looking, I was like, 4 balls of yarn seems like way not enough to make something for me. But I think it totally is. So I could have cut that off, but I was just like, if I have to unravel this, I'm not gonna wanna like have extra ends to weave in, especially because with like a thin cotton, like a very open stitch and cotton, like weaving in ends, I'm very scared of. And I looked up a bunch of videos about how to do it last night. Sorry about Connor. So I'm just gonna do my best. But I'm gonna attach this one now. I made sure I'm in the armpit because I got like halfway across the front with this, and I was like, shoot, I'm not gonna make it to the other armpit, which is my preferred area to switch, because that's where the ends are gonna be. And I don't want to be weaving them in like right on the front of the thing. So I went backwards. So I have a lot of end here, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about weaving in the ends until it's done, because I might still frog back to where I started the raglans, which is like where this silver line is. If the armpits don't fit. So really what I should do right now, probably before I put this on, I want to get this attached before Fiber Friends tonight, but I think I need to put it on a thing and try it on to see how the armpits feel on me. Ugh, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, so I have got my dog bed in the way. Okay, I have got my ranunculus on my cords again, and I feel good about the armpit. Initially I was like, uh-oh, but then it was just tight a little bit. But as I spread the stitches around a little bit on the cord, I think it actually is just right. So I'm gonna keep knitting. I'm not sure how long I want it to be, but that feels like something I'm gonna just figure out like the next time I'm trying this thing on. So here she is now. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep going until I feel like it's like I want it to be at my natural waist, which is here. So, and I want to have a couple inches of ribbing, however much ribbing this is. So yeah, I have a ways to go lengthwise, but I feel confident about, first of all, my length right now. I mean, my the size that I made, like the sleeve feels like it's the correct size, and so I'm gonna attach my next ball of yarn before work today. He's not impressed. He wasn't even watching. Good evening. Friday nights. We are back in Connecticut for the weekend. Hoping to have another good weekend with the fam. And I injured my finger. I'm not gonna show you, but I got a really unfortunate splinter at work, and that prevented me from being able to knit in our whole car ride here, which is the best part of having to drive here, is getting to knit in the car. And I also didn't get to knit at work. Oh no. Me and my coworker on Friday take turns hosting the knitting group, so today was her turn to host, and typically like the person who's not hosting can still sit there and knit for a portion of the time allotted to the program, as long as there's nobody coming into the library needing anything. But today it was nonstop, so I had to work the whole time, which is fine. I haven't been feeling like amazing though, so I was like not really loving that. It's fine. Now I'm in bed. Connor's out by the fire having fun, but I was just so tired. So I have learned by heart, which is not a 30 by 30 book. It is a TBR spin book. And it's just a lot easier to read when I'm tired than House of Mirth, but I'm hoping to get plenty of House of Mirth read this weekend, because gosh, I really have to finish that book. Holy cow, I was supposed to finish it in the first week, and now we're almost at the end of week 3. I really want to be all done with the things I said I was going to be all done with, so fingers crossed. Happy weekend.
Wait, get Carmen in there.
He's about to poop, Connor.
Yeah.
What? Connor.
Where is he?
No.
Or the tube. Just so you know, you don't have a choice today.
I'm not doing that, Connor.
To 6:30 this Tuesday afternoon at Central Connecticut's.
Turkeys. I really like these things, guys.
Ranunculus update. I think I was about here an hour ago, so that's my pace. I'll put a stitch marker in next time I sit down. And that brings us to the close of All Done August Part 3. I hope you had a good time. I did. I feel like I was a little bit busy this week. I kind of feel like actually I barely remember it. I did not get to check anything else off. I'm still like currently reading my last 2 30 by 30s, and I am working on the ranunculus. I think even if I don't finish that next week, I'm gonna really have made so much progress on it. I'm gonna feel really good about that. So I feel like already All Done August is a success, but I do also feel like next week I'm gonna have to lock in and finish those books. Yeah, this was not like the best reading week, but that's okay. It happens. And you know, we had a busy weekend with family, which always means that you're not going to read as much as you hoped, but it's a fair trade, you know? We had a great time on the boat. Such a hoot. And now I'm home and I'm ready for next week. So I'll see you next week when I, once again, am going to be trying to become all done with all my stuff in the month of August. Okay? See you there. Bye.